Once again, our spotlight is from Jeremiah 6:16. Ask for the old paths, God says, where the godly way is, and walk in it, and you'll find rest for your souls. God spoke to me to teach a series on the subject of asking for the old paths. And I would say that we've looked at how the newness, the infatuation with novelty that we find in the modern American Christian church has produced an impotent church that has not been able to address the culture, much less change the culture. And when you ask for the old paths, what does that mean for the church? What does it mean for the nation? I believe it has two applications. Regarding the nation, I love to study American history, especially the years of the founding of the country. In 1831, the nation of France sent a young French aristocrat to America. He came to study our prison systems, which, even though we'd only been founded as a nation some 40 years when he visited America, we were already the envy of many other nations in many ways. De Tocqueville, Alexis de Tocqueville, said, on my arrival in the United States, the first thing that struck my attention was the religious aspect of the country. The Americans combined the notions of religion and liberty so closely in their minds that it is impossible to make them conceive of one without the other. This is what a foreigner observed, an objective observation regarding what America was. She always thought of religion and liberty in the same thought pattern. He said, I sought for the greatness and genius of America in her commodious harbors and her ample rivers, and it was not there. In her fertile fields and boundless forests, and it was not there. In her democratic Congress and her matchless Constitution, and it was not there. But then he said this, and I want you to listen to this if you don't hear anything else. He said these words. It was not until I went into the churches of America and heard her pulpits aflame with righteousness did I understand the genius and the greatness of America. America is great because she is good. And if America ever ceases to be good, she will cease to be great. That is so profound. And those are the old paths we have to return to. What made America great was pulpits aflame with righteousness. And we've got to get back to that. And they had that. If you want to study it out, look for information on the Black Robe Regiment. The Black Robes were pastors who would preach in black robes, but underneath the black robes, they had on their soldiers' uniforms. They were not only ready to preach, they were ready to go to war for the nation. I looked up some of the sermons. Reverend Cyprian Strong, 1799. He said, as long as the people are well informed and virtuous, so long they will be free, and their government will be uncorrupted. The Black Robe Regiment of pastors and preachers are what made America great. Listen to these. Reverend James Strong. The lack of correct information on political subjects exposes the people to great deception. We need to hear that message today preached. These pastors expected Christian people to be informed and vote wisely. Reverend James Strong. If the voters are without information and give their votes at random, they will be manipulated by designing men and artful demagogues, and in doing so, they will forge their own chains. These pastors held Christians responsible for bad political leaders. Cyprian Strong said, it will be our own fault if we do not have good men at the helm. These pastors pull no punches. They preached like the prophets of old. Men like Reverend Henry Rowland, who called the people to repentance in the year 1800. He said, let us beseech the Almighty for forgiveness of our national transgressions and conform our personal lives to the revealed will of God. Friend, I have a book of several hundred sermons by American pastors between 1776 and 1830. The pulpits were aflame with righteousness, and they spoke to their people about political, civil, governmental issues. And those are the old paths that made America great. In this sermon series, which I hope you'll take the time to go online and listen to all the messages in fullness. These are just little snapshot spotlights. But if you do, I think you will see more of what I've said. We've got to return to the old paths that made America great. And when we do, I believe we'll see rest for our souls. I'll have more next time.